In a colorful village in Nigeria, there lived a beautiful and rich young lady named Anaya. Anaya's family was the wealthiest in the village. They had large farms, many cows, and the biggest house anyone had ever seen. Anaya was kind-hearted and always helped those in need. One day, Anaya was walking through the marketplace when she saw a young man selling handmade baskets. His name was Obola. Obola was very handsome, with bright eyes and a charming smile. Even though Obola was poor, he was the most beautiful man Anaya had ever seen. She felt her heart flutter every time she looked at him. Anaya started visiting the marketplace every day just to see Obola. They began talking and soon became friends. Obola was funny and made Anaya laugh. He told her stories about his life and his dreams of becoming successful one day. Anaya admired his determination and hard work. She believed he was a good person. One day, Obola asked Anaya to marry him. Anaya was so happy and said yes without thinking twice. Her family was worried because they didn't know much about Obola, but Anaya was sure she was making the right choice. They had a big, beautiful wedding, and everyone in the village came to celebrate. After the wedding, Obola moved into Anaya's big house. At first, everything seemed perfect, but slowly, things began to change. Obola started spending a lot of Anaya's money. He bought expensive clothes and threw big parties for his friends. Anaya was surprised but didn't say anything because she loved Obola very much. One day, Anaya heard some of the villagers talking. They said that Obola was not who he pretended to be. They said that Obola only married Anaya for her money. They even said he had a secret girlfriend in another village. Anaya's heart sank. She couldn't believe what she was hearing. Determined to find out the truth, Anaya decided to follow Obola one day when he said he was going to visit his sick mother. Instead of going to his mother's house, Obola went to a small house on the edge of the village. Anaya saw him with another woman. She felt her heart break into a million pieces. When Obola came back home, Anaya confronted him. She asked him if what the villagers said was true. Obola, seeing that he couldn't lie anymore, admitted that he married Anaya for her money. He said he never loved her and that he had been cheating on her. Anaya was devastated. With tears in her eyes, she asked him, "Why did you do this to me, Obola? I loved you with all my heart." Obola looked away, unable to meet her eyes. He didn't have a good answer. Anaya felt a storm of emotions, anger, sadness, and betrayal. She didn't know what to do next. Anaya felt a storm of emotions, anger, sadness, and betrayal. She didn't know what to do next. She sat in her room thinking about everything that had happened. She knew she had to be strong and make a wise decision. The next day, Anaya gathered her family and told them everything. Her parents were angry and wanted to kick Obola out of the house immediately. But Anaya, with her kind heart, decided to give Obola one last chance. She called Obola into the living room and said, "Obola, I know you married me for my money, and I know about your girlfriend, but I believe everyone deserves a chance to change. If you promise to be honest and work hard to make our marriage real, I am willing to give you one more chance." Obola was shocked. He didn't expect Anaya to be so forgiving. He realized how much he had hurt her and felt ashamed. He promised to change and to be a better person. Anaya wanted to believe him, but only time would tell if he would keep his promise. Weeks passed, and Obola tried to change. He stopped spending Anaya's money carelessly and started helping out with her family's businesses. He even broke up with his secret girlfriend. Anaya saw his efforts and began to hope that their marriage could be saved. But deep down, Anaya couldn't forget what Obola had done. She still loved him, but trust was hard to rebuild. One day, Anaya decided to visit an old wise woman named Mama Abike, who lived at the edge of the village. Mama Abike was known for her wisdom and good advice. Anaya told Mama Abike everything. The wise woman listened carefully and then said, "My child, love is like a plant. It needs care, honesty, and trust to grow. Obola has hurt you deeply, and it will take time to heal. You must decide if you believe he can truly change and if you can forgive him completely." Anaya nodded, understanding Mama Abike's words. She knew she needed more time to see if Obola's change was real. She also needed to heal her own heart. She thanked Mama Abike and went back home. Meanwhile, Obola continued to work hard. He felt guilty for what he had done and wanted to prove to Anaya that he could be a good husband. He started spending more time with Anaya, learning about her interests and dreams. They began to talk more and laugh together again. But one evening, Anaya found a letter in Obola's old jacket. It was from his secret girlfriend saying she missed him and couldn't wait to see him again. Anaya's heart sank. Had Obola been lying to her all this time? Anaya decided to confront Obola once more. She showed him the letter and asked, Obola, have you been honest with me? Are you really trying to change? Or is this all a lie? Obola looked at the letter and then at Anaya. His face turned pale, and he realized he was at a crossroads. He knew he had to be completely honest this time, or he would lose Anaya forever. Obola took a deep breath and said, Anaya, I know I've hurt you, and I don't deserve your forgiveness. I did break up with my secret girlfriend, but it looks like she didn't understand that it was over. I haven't seen her since I promised to change, and I truly want to be a better person for you. Anaya watched Obola closely, searching his eyes for any sign of deceit. She could see he was nervous but also sincere. She wanted to believe him, but her heart was still heavy with doubt. Obola, Anaya said softly, it's hard for me to trust you after everything. I need time to heal and to see if you can really be the man you say you want to be. Obola nodded, understanding her need for time and space. He promised to continue working hard and proving himself not just with words but with actions. Days turned into weeks and Obola kept his promise. He stopped spending money on unnecessary things and focused on helping Anaya's family business grow. He worked long hours in the fields and learned new skills to contribute more effectively. He also started doing small, thoughtful things for Anaya, like bringing her favorite flowers and helping her with her daily tasks. One sunny afternoon, while Anaya was tending to her garden, Obola approached her with a small carved wooden box. Anaya, I made this for you, he said, handing her the box. It's a symbol of my promise to you. I carved it myself, putting all my love and effort into every detail. Anaya opened the box and found a beautiful necklace inside. It wasn't made of gold or precious stone, but it was crafted with care and love. She could see the effort Obola had put into making it, and her heart softened a little more. Thank you, Obola, Anaya said, touched by the gesture. I can see that you're trying as time passed. The villagers noticed the change in Obola too. They saw how hard he worked and how he treated Anaya with kindness and respect. Slowly, their opinion of him began to change, and they started to believe that he might truly be a good person. One evening, during a village festival, Anaya and Obola were sitting by the fire, surrounded by friends and family. Obola looked at Anaya and said, Anaya, I know it will take time for you to fully trust me again, but I promise to spend the rest of my life making it up to you. I love you, and I want to be the husband you deserve. Anaya felt tears welling up in her eyes. She could see the sincerity in Obola's eyes and knew that he was genuinely trying to change. She took his hand and said, Obola, I can see your efforts and I believe you are trying to be better. Let's take it one day at a time and we will see where this journey takes us. Obola smiled and squeezed her hand, grateful for her willingness to give him another chance. The journey ahead was still uncertain, but with each passing day, they grew closer and stronger, learning to trust and love each other once again.